Good day, children. Today in this video, we will see what are modal verbs and how to use modal verbs, which are also called as helping verbs. To start with an example, Jesse Owens can run faster than other athletes. People throughout the world thought their countries should boycott the Olympics. Okay. Now, what are modal verbs, children? Why are they different from the regular verbs? Okay. These are the words that express different kind of things. What are the things I'm talking about? Necessity, permission, ability, obligation, advice, opinion, and so on. Okay, these words are used to express these kind of things. And remember, use the modal verb as it is, because modal verbs doesn't change any structure. You cannot change a modal verb's structure. As I can say, for example, you cannot change the verb into past, present, or future. Jesse Owens can run faster than other athletes. You cannot change the form of can. The same can will be preferred in the future and for the present. You cannot change that form. Okay? Yes. Now, if you need to say the modal verb in negative form, then use not. You should use not after the modal verb, not before the modal verb. The negative words like don't, doesn't, isn't, aren't, couldn't, wouldn't, all these negative words should not be written before a modal verb. It should be written after the modal verb, or these words should not be used. Now, there is only an exception for the modal verb have to. Only for have to you can use this kind of negative word. If you want to make a negative statement using the word have to, you can say you don't have to. And it's not you not have to. That's wrong. You don't have to. But for other modal verbs, you can use cannot, could not, should not, would not, ought not to, have. Okay, for have to you can there is an exception, and you can use the negative word doesn't or anything else. But for will, you will use will not, shall not, would not. And for ought not to, you should be careful where to place not. Okay, it's not ought to not, that's wrong. Ought to not is wrong. It's ought not to. Okay. Next, talking about cannot. What is cannot? The actual word is cannot. You cannot separate it. Okay. In case of cannot, not is actually, can and not is like a one word. We all know that. Okay, most of the time, almost all the time, the not is separated. The word is just separated with all other modal verbs, but not with can. Okay, you can just say it as I cannot swim, or I cannot arrive on time. Cannot is just one word. Okay. Okay. Now talking about the modal verbs ought to and need. These two words indicate necessity, whether it is necessary or not. Okay. You ought not to buy that shirt for me. I was going to buy one myself. It's not necessary for you to buy a shirt for me. I was going to buy one myself. Next, You ought to get some rest. That is, rest is necessary. That's the meaning of the sentence. You have to get some rest. Next, need. Again, to show something which is necessary or not. You need not worry about me. It's not necessary for you to worry about me. Okay. I need to leave now. I need to leave now, as I have dance class at 5. Now you can see this. Ought plus infinitive. Infinitive, I'm talking about to. Okay. Ought plus infinitive, ought to. Need plus infinitive, need to. I need to leave now, as I have dance class at 5. Okay. You ought to get some rest. Talking about necessities, whether it is really necessary or not. Okay. Now talking about the modal verbs should, must, have to. Okay. We use them to talk about obligation or recommendation or opinion or give some advice. That's it. Okay. Now talking about should. Should is used to give advice, opinion and recommendation, and keep in mind, children, that should is not for an obligation at all. We use should to give advice, opinion and recommendation. Okay. Should plus base verb. What is that base verb? Base verb is simply a verb without to, without the infinitive to. Should plus base verb. Now, okay, your friend is suffering from fever all the time. Like weekly he used to get some kind of cold or flu. So how will you advise him? Okay, you can say, you should consult a doctor. This is an advice. You shouldn't eat junk food anymore. So now you're going to use should in a negative form. You shouldn't eat junk food anymore. Okay. Next. Again, you're going to give a recommendation or an advice or an opinion saying you should exercise more. Okay. Now, talking about must. Must is used for obligation. For example, you must finish the report at 5. You must send your homework by Sunday. That's like, I have no opinion and I must submit the homework before Sunday. Is the obligation. It's an order. Okay. Now let's take a look at how the sentence structure is formed here. Must plus verb. Okay, must plus base verb. Okay, what is the verb here? You must submit. You must send. You must finish. Finish, send, submit. These are verbs. Okay, next. Talking about have to. Have to is an obligation. Again, have to is an obligation, which is like a forceful obligation. Okay. I have to finish my homework. I have no way. There is an outside force which is making me to sit down and to finish my homework. Okay. I have to walk my dog. Okay. Is that as a pet owner, I'm obligated to walk my dog. I have to take him out. I have to take my dog out for a walk. Because I'm his owner. I have to take care of him. I have to. Okay. Next. I have to buy a new bag. Actually, I don't want to buy. Okay, I don't want to buy a new bag, but my bag is torn. What will I do? I have to buy a new bag. I'm forced to buy a new bag because my bag is torn. Okay? Yes. Now, as I said before, can is used to talk about specific ability which is both used as negative and positive. Okay, in a positive way. I can swim. I can't swim is a negative. You can change can into these forms, into positive and negative. That's it. But you cannot change it into future or present, some kind of forms like can, cans and all. That's wrong. Okay, can is used both in present and future. Modal verb would. Now let's see the sentence structure. Subject plus would rather plus verb. Okay. Would is used to show that you prefer to have or do one thing more than another. Like for example, do you want to watch a movie tonight? And your answer is, I would rather play a game. So you prefer to play a game more than to watch a movie. Okay. Next, should we clean up the storeroom tonight? I would rather do it tomorrow. So I've written in a short form. Okay. Contraction. Please learn this. I would rather do it tomorrow. And I would recommend you to use short forms here. Instead of writing I would, you can also use contractions. I would rather do it tomorrow. Next. Would you rather give the presentation or answer the questions? Now your teacher, she's giving you two options and she wants to know which one you like more. Okay. So she's giving you two options like presentation or answer the questions. So you say that I would rather give a presentation, that you choose presentation over questions. Okay. Next. Now you can see in this sentence formation for questions, see this. So the question form, we start with would. Okay, would, then subject you, then rather, then we have the verb. That is, we are replacing it. We are replacing subject and would. That's it. Next, would you rather like to have a coffee or a tea? I would rather have a coffee. I don't like tea. I would rather have a coffee. I like coffee more. Okay.